Justin Timberlake tour cancelled amid Britney Spears' Memoir Backlash. Now, at one point, Justin Timberlake would have been considered to be one of the greatest pop music artists of all time. This man has appeared in movies, TV shows, and of course he sold out arenas around the world, both with NSYNC and by himself. But thanks to Britney's memoir, The Woman in Me, it's been revealed that Justin got Britney pregnant when they were together and convinced her to not have the baby to save their careers. Not long after, they split up for good. The decision is something that Britney says she regretted for a long time, but in the memoir she writes so many things about Justin, exposing every little secret that he once held close. The world now knows that Britney almost had a baby with him, but that he encouraged her not to have it, something she went through with but regrets to this day. I have not personally read her book yet, but it's on my wish list, so we shall see how terrible this dude really is once I actually get a crack inside that thing. One thing that was revealed, and that is now public knowledge, is just how much shame Britney felt when Justin released the song Cry Me a River, directly throwing shade and blame at Britney Spears. Too bad for Britney, it's a catchy song. So many people around the world listen to Cry Me a River, a song where Justin claimed Britney had cheated on him, while in her book she revealed the opposite happened and he actually cheated on her. The entire thing is just solved when you choose a side, and I personally don't care either way, so I'll let you guys be the judge of that one. But since the news broke and his name has been dragged through all of the mud, he's actually been forced to turn off his social media notifications thanks to the flurry of negativity that he's receiving. To be fair to the world, he does not come out looking like a great guy in this book. On top of the whole baby situation, Britney revealed that Justin was not the best boy in town. Over the years, this guy has been spotted being a menace in public, and we've forgiven him time and time again when we really shouldn't. If there is one man on this planet who's put his foot in his own mouth time and time again, it's Justin Timberlake. Now, before the year 2010, this man had appeared on so many stages and so many different forums that there is at least one little Justin slip-up recorded at all of them. For instance, when Justin was introducing Madonna at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony, he made a comment that the world was full of people trying to imitate Madonna and that he might have been dating one at one point. This was in direct reference to Britney Spears, and it made him look like a jerk. He also likes to interrupt people in interviews and bombard them with criticism, but we will talk about that in a little bit. This man has been making his name known around the world for a very long time, not just during his time with NSYNC, but afterwards as well. There are a lot of on-stage incidences with Justin and other celebrities, and off-stage as well. This man was in the middle of a podcast in the early 2000s when he literally told the host that he did in fact F Britney Spears, only he didn't say F. And doing research for this video, I found like 20 examples of this dude making a fool of himself in public. He's pretended to be Prince at the Golden Globes by crouching down to his size, like 5'2", and doing a terrible impression of him. He has a penchant for imitation, as he also did this to Rihanna's mom as he accepted his American Music Award for Best Male Soul and R&B Singer. He doesn't research the names of things before he uses them, like when he released a song called Take Back the Night, which is also the name of an anti-mistreatment organization, and he literally paid someone to pretend to be Britney and crash a car on camera for his music video to What Goes Around Comes Around. This dude is a menace. On top of turning off his Instagram notifications, he's actually been forced to postpone his tour. He was slated to appear at various clubs across the US early next year, but due to the slew of hate that he is receiving, there is no chance of that happening anytime soon. The tour was supposed to be a promotional one. Justin is working on a new album, and this was going to be its big momentous reveal. Despite the cancellation, Justin's former bandmates, including Lance Bass, have publicly expressed their support for Justin. Justin's friend and former NSYNC bandmate Lance Bass has made his opinions known, and it's shocking. He posted online to say that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. It just feels like the world is so full of hate at the moment that we need to practice a little self-forgiveness. Britney did, so let's take a note from her. I know it's very juicy that Lance Bass wants people to be civil and friendly. I don't know, that's a lot to ask of people. The world's a crazy place right now. He continued to say that everyone deserves to have their story shared. She did, and he hopes that fans can again find some forgiveness. Lance and Justin recently reconnected along with their fellow NSYNC crew to record a song together for the first time in 20 years. Unfortunately, it seems like this will be the only time that these guys get back together anytime soon. The backlash coming Justin's way is next level. According to sources, Justin actually had no idea that he'd be featured so prominently in this book. Of course, he was under the impression that she would expose some secrets for the purposes of plot, but not air out every single little piece of dirty laundry that there was to offer. According to to a source, Justin is actually very disappointed about the whole situation. He felt disappointed that she felt the need to write so much about him specifically. He also has a lot of regret in his soul, knowing that he hurt Britney when he was so young. Britney has every right to tell her side of the story so that herself and everyone involved can begin to heal and move on, according to Justin's wife, Jessica Biel. Justin's current wife is no stranger to her husband being a pain in the neck. One night a few years back, Justin was spotted holding hands with his Palmer co-star Alicia Wainwright while he was still very much married to Jessica, and she was pregnant with their second kid. Of course, the internet, being what it is, saw this man holding another woman's hand and just assumed that he was cheating on her, but it turned out that that was not the case. So if you thought that when you first saw the picture, I'm sorry, that's silly. Justin was forced to release a public statement clarifying that he had in fact not done anything bad with his co-star at all. He had a bit too much no-no juice, he wasn't paying attention to how he was acting, and he actually claims to have grown close to his co-star, but in more like a brother-sister kind of way. Jessica forgave him, but he continued to showcase a pattern of careless actions. He's used offensive accents and language during interviews and even while he's been on stage performing music. Because Justin associates himself with rap, he seems to think he's okay to use slang and speak with an accent that just doesn't sound right coming from his mouth. Jessica and Justin actually posted a photo together on Instagram with a caption, "Here we come, and dang, my wife is hot, hashtag time's up, hashtag why we wear black." For those of you who may have forgotten, hashtag time's up and the fact that everyone was wearing black at the Grammys in 2018 was to stand in solidarity with survivors of mistreatments. So you can imagine people got pretty upset about that. Justin really should not be so upset about the revelations in this memoir compared to, I don't know, Britney's parents. This man seems like an angel. One thing that comes up a lot in Britney's memoir is her relationship to her family. She discusses the strain that's been placed on the bond between herself and her mother, Lynn Spears. She dives deep into her childhood and what really went down. In the book, she said that she started drinking no-no juice with her mother when she was in the 8th grade. Of course, that's awful and nobody should ever do that because Britney wouldn't just have a sip of grape juice now and again, she would drink no-no juice like it was her job. She explained that for fun, she started having fruity no-no juice with her mom while they were in Biloxi, Mississippi. To make things feel less illegal, they would call the drinks toddies, named after the adult beverage that's basically just no-no tea. Britney felt a special bond with her mother because of this, especially considering the contrast between her mother and her father Jamie. When her mother had a few, she was bubbly and happy, and so was Britney, but when Jamie had a few, he'd get angry and depressed. The behavior is terrible, and while bonding with your parents is awesome, that's not the right way to do it. Britney's father, Jamie, has had a complex relationship with his daughter for most of her life. In her memoir, she shared the harsh judgment she constantly received from him. She explained that she thought getting criticized for her body in the press was bad, but it hurt even more when it was coming from her own dad. He repeatedly told her that she looked heavy and that she needed to do something about it. She explained that even as a small child, he would never give her the love or attention that she needed. In the book, she said that feeling like you are never good enough is soul-crushing for a young child. He drummed that message into her growing up, and even after she accomplished so much, he was continuing to make her feel like dirt. Jamie's wild opinions about Britney got so much worse when she was under her conservatorship. Under the conservatorship, Jamie was named as one of the several people in her life that can make important decisions for her. She was forced to grow her recently shaved hair back out and go back into shape. Whatever that means. For 13 years, Jamie remained in control of her life right up until the suspension in 2021. As many may know, Britney was placed under a psychiatric hold in 2008 following what we will call a difficult night, and was later placed under a conservatorship by her father Jamie. In her book, she explains what she actually had to go through at the time, saying that shaving her head and acting out were just ways of pushing back. Under the conservatorship, she was made to understand that those days were now over. She had to grow her hair back, get into shape, take medications, go to bed early, all this terrible stuff that she was being forced to do by other people. Britney revealed that she felt like an infant under the conservatorship and lost her passion for music, explaining that she started to feel more and more like a thing on stage rather than a person. In her book, she said that she had always felt music in her bones, but her family had stolen that from her. She reminded readers of the contrast between male and female artists, telling them to think of all the male artists who gamble their money away, who have substance control issues, mental health problems, anything like that, but many have never had their control of their bodies or money taken away. Before the book was released, people were just under the impression this conservatorship was some kind of a financial thing, but as her book revealed, it's a lot darker than that. That's all the news I got for you on Justin Timberlake so far. If anything new does come out, we'll do another news video, but until then, thank you for stopping beyond the screen today. Drop a like on the video if you had a good time, and I'll see you next time.